gosh. Oh my gosh, here we are. We are live. Oh my gosh. Hi, friends. Hello. This week, I am Kayleen McCabe, joined by my co-host. This week, awesome by the amazing Brett Henderson. Sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on. You're very tiny on my phone. So good morning. Hello, friends. Hi. We are normally doing lunch, at a stationary location, but this week I am in the lovely, gorgeous, fantastic San Diego because I am here doing a summer camp for young ladies, but I'm going to be promoting our lunchtime show. But my co-host is delightfully Brett Henderson with the NAWIC chapter in Georgia. So Brett, how are you doing today?
I am so wonderful, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about what you're doing to influence the next generation of women in construction and what NAWIC is doing too.
Thank you so much. And, hey, when you do live shots, it is always on the fly. You never know what's going to happen. And I'm so happy that we get to chat because the Georgia chapter of NAWIC, and so for our friends viewing, NAWIC is the National Association of Women in Construction. And, it's a wonderful organization, but you do things just outside the box. I came across the organization kind of later where I was like, oh, female friends, it's fantastic. But there's also summer camps and conferences. Can you tell me a little bit about what NAWIC has going on, especially in Georgia?
Yeah, so a couple things that I want to share with you that I'm just so excited. The first being our annual conference, which is happening in Charlotte, North Carolina this year. It'll be August 12th through August 14th. And we've got a fun couple of days packed with professional development seminars, packed with some panel discussions, packed with a lot of networking opportunities. So that's a great time for ladies who are in the industry and looking for a support system to get involved. So that's going to be really awesome happening in August. The second thing that I wanted to share with you about, which really hits home with what you're doing today, is our mentorship program. So NAWIC Atlanta has partnered with some of the local universities and some of the local technical colleges. And the charge is being led by Dr. Irish Horsey, who is the department interim chair at Kennesaw State University. And we have really taken on the role of being that bridge between after high school and then getting into the professional world. So when we started this venture 3 years ago, we had 6 people involved in our mentoring program. And this year, our third year, we've grown it to 18. And we're so proud of that because the average tenure of women in the construction industry is 15 years. And if you think about how much knowledge you've gained in the past 15 years, it's so critical that we pass that along to the next generation. And so that's one reason I'm super pumped to talk to you today in California because of all the cool stuff that you have going on there.
It's fantastic because it really is. It's a national network. And I am regretful that in my earlier years, I didn't have fun friends that now, I feel that being a part of the NAWIC family, I really am part of this amazing network. And so what you're doing is absolutely phenomenal. High five. I can't wait to come out and hang out, actually. I know my pin is around somewhere. So real quick, if folks are interested on becoming members of NAWIC, especially in the Georgia chapter, where can they go to find out more information?
So they can go to the nawicatlanta.org website, and that will link them directly to nawic.org, which we had up just a few moments earlier. And from the membership tab there, if you click on that, it will link you right to a page where it should link you right to the national page, which we were on earlier, that has a direct link to sign up. So we've got a couple different memberships, but if you are looking for a resource that you can create some camaraderie, create some industry partners then NAWIC is the organization for you. And not only is it something that will help you professionally, but it also provides you with the opportunity to give back to the community and also the next generation. Campneywick that you are volunteering for and really championing this year is such an amazing part of NAWIC.
It is, and actually, like, Brett, I'm so happy that you were able to join me and be co-host today because, yeah, as you know, in the world of construction, timing doesn't always go as it should, and sometimes we have to be very flexible. And I was actually planning on being on the site right now to transition into that, but I'm about 20 minutes away, and so I'm not going to show the exact like NAWIC campage as I should. So. Thank you for talking about this because it's really important that we have this opportunity. And I'm actually, the reason I volunteer for camp is because I am so bummed out that I didn't have this camp as a young lady. Like, nuts.
Right.
So are there opportunities though for our fans watching to please tell me the website address again so all folks can find opportunities to get involved or partnership with NAWIC?
Yes, so it's NAWIC.org, and that stands for the National Association of Women in Construction. And there's a ton of resources and opportunities on that website. What's interesting right now, Kayleen, is the average age of the construction industry, according to the National Association of Home Builders, is 41. Okay, that means that they're aging out, right? So what are we going to do to grab people at a younger age and get them interested, get them excited of it, like you and me? How are we going to do that? And it's things like Campneywick. So what Campneywick does is we bring in ladies who maybe have a bit of an interest in the skills trade, and we give them hands-on projects. So they spend a few days, they spend a week pretending what life is like as an electrician or doing projects that a mechanical contractor would do or as a plumber. So they're getting real life hands-on experience and they're getting excited about it because they're getting to use their hands. And that is just so fun. 2.5% of the trades are women. Okay. There is so much room for opportunity for growth.
Yes, a ton. And oh my gosh, really. So I got to teach the carpentry section for Campneywick yesterday to these young ladies. And it was so much fun. I didn't even realize things like how to use a drill and how to put a drill bit into a chuck. These things that we just take for granted, you have to learn somewhere. And it was wonderful that Campneywick actually provides, the opportunities to slow step yourself into things. And
Brett, we lost Kayleen. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the industry?
Sure. So when I graduated, it was during probably the slowest time in the economy that we've seen in a while. And so I did what any post-college grad would do and got a job at a bar. So it was when I was kind of honing my customer service skills and learning what it was like to multitask and for things to not really go as you had planned. I'm gathering all these skills, and someone from the construction industry came in and noticed my ability with the skill set. And so they said, hey, someone who can handle this type of environment probably can handle a construction site too. So I got recruited out of the restaurant industry into construction and held a couple of inside positions. And then it was 7 years ago that I decided to apply for a position at United Rentals. And I was in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time. And we have this really awesome program called the Sales Development Program. And it's a great entry-level position that teaches sales, teaches construction, teaches our systems, but really kind of gets you on a fast track into getting out in the field. So I did that for a bit, learned so much about this industry. It's there that I began to see the opportunity for women and also the support that United Rentals provided women in the industry. So it was within my first 3 months that I was introduced to the NAWIC organization, and it was offered as a resource. United Rentals mission and what we believe in, our core beliefs really align with what the NAWIC organization does as well, which is to enhance and amplify the success of women in the construction industry. So from an early on in my career here at United Rentals, I was encouraged to become a part of something great and a part of a network that would provide me with opportunity that in a male populated industry, I may not have had. So the resources have been great. I've been in the Georgia area with United Rentals now for going on 6 years. And the industry is fast paced. The industry is exciting. I mean, Kayleen really is a great example of the energy that just flows through the construction industry.
So you were talking about kind of the small percentage of women in the industry. Why are women so key to solving the shortage that we've got in the industry?
So what's really neat is right now, women make up 10.1% of the construction industry. But the cool thing about that is when Kayleen and I spoke in March for WIC Week, we were at 9.9. So you can see that we are growing just in the short 4-6 months. So that's really awesome. But women have the opportunity to come into the industry and really make an impact on the direction. There is a ton of research that shows when you have a diverse population, when you have people from different backgrounds with different perspectives, then a company is more profitable. So as we continue to kind of change the face or change what the construction industry, the makeup of it, it's really important that women know that the construction industry is a great career. It is a very there's a very big opportunity. The thing that is really cool is that there's always a position. So even when unemployment is at its lowest, there is always a construction job that is going on that will need skilled labor. And the labor shortage right now is something that's very concerning. And it's my responsibility. It's Kayleen's responsibility. It's everyone in the industry's responsibility to be sure that we're recruiting and that we're backfilling these positions for the health of the industry.
Yeah. So we're talking about kids. So, if they're for young girls, teenage girls who are really interested, what are some classes they should register to take to help them prepare for their future in the industry?
So anything that's technical, anything that's mathematical, anything that's very hands-on and tactical are going to be really great resources that will get them involved in at an early age. There's opportunity for women in the trades. There's opportunity in sales, in management. There's so much opportunity for women that we are interested in every background, every different career path to get here we want. Any type of pathway that leads them here is what we want to encourage. So I would recommend the pathway that has those type of skill sets to get them here.
So as a woman in this industry, what have you learned that you feel is an essential lesson for other young women coming in?
So what I've learned in this industry that's essential for other women to know is that you can do it, that you can be very successful. And what it takes is confidence. It takes confidence, and it also takes support. When you first get in the industry, you may feel a little bit like a lone wolf, and you really may be. But if you can find a support network, then that is really going to be what transcends your success. When I speak with women who are new to the industry, new to United Rentals, I always tell them to find a mentor and find someone who is a sponsor. And the difference between the two being a mentor is someone that you can look up to, that has been there, done that, and who can give you advice on how to handle things. A sponsor is someone who is going to talk positively about you and recommend you when you're not in the room. And both of those type of support systems are really critical to a woman's success.
Well, that's great. And obviously women lead the pack anyway, right? So, yeah,
Yes.
right. So any guy will tell you the women lead the pack. So, getting back to NAWIC for a second, you'll have a national conference coming up. Tell us a little about kind of what else we're going to see at the conference and how can we learn more about it?
Right. So by visiting the NAWIC.org website, we've got a link there. The conference lasts for a few days, actually. There's networking opportunities. We have a really cool welcome party that's going to be on Wednesday as a great networking resource. Thursday starts the professional development seminars. So we have many breakout sessions. We're talking about change in uncertain times, very relevant right now. We're talking about how to improve your communication within different generational gaps. So a ton of very relevant professional development seminars ranging from finance to sales to safety to technology. So really a wider range of opportunities there. We also have a really cool panel discussion that's talking about transforming the industry being an inside job. And it's like we've been talking about today. There's a gap. There's a labor shortage. There's a labor gap. And it's up to me and you and Sefka and Kayleen and all of us to recognize that and then put an active plan in place in order to sustain the health of our industry. So we've got the professional development seminars, we've got the panel discussion, we've got leadership opportunities. Overall, it's going to be a jam-packed couple of days. We probably won't even see the outside of the hotel, but really great speakers, really great keynotes, and a lot of opportunity for women to get together, share their experiences, learn from one another, and then learn from the professionals.
So you were talking about the mentoring versus sponsorship. How is NAWIC recruiting women and helping with that relationship? How do you kind of guide them into either or both of those kind of relationships?
Well, first they have to know about both of them, right? Everyone hears about mentorship, but not as many people are talking about sponsorship. And women are working their way into the top level of organizations, but until we get there, we need an insider, right? We need somebody who's behind those closed doors thinking, oh yeah, Brett would be a really good person that could lead that charge. So it's important that we have those sponsors who are going to recommend us for opportunities. So that's really important. The mentoring is really awesome too. And NAWIC's done such a good job in Atlanta in getting that program going. Dr. Irish Horsey has done amazing things connecting us with the local technical and universities. And that's one way that we are being sure that women have that support system through the transition from their post-high school education path to their first job in the career field. Through that time, they need some help navigating it. And it's critical that we do our part giving back to the next gen by showing them kind of, hey, this is what the world looks like. And these are some of the experiences that we've gone through. And this is maybe what you should expect. So
obviously over the course of your career, you've probably worked on some kind of interesting projects. What are some of the interesting projects that you've worked on and some kind of moments where you kind of looked at it, you stepped back for a second and said, wow, I'm working on this. This is really cool.
So when I first moved to Georgia to take the outside sales position in Ackworth, one of the biggest projects was my first project, and it was building Northside Cherokee Hospital up there in Canton. And here I am, 25-year-old girl on this job site with big heavy equipment at that time. And yeah, I had seen it on the computer and I had studied it, but here I am, my boots are dirty and I'm on the job. So that was really a moment where I'm like, okay, let's do this. And there's where that confidence piece comes in and it kicks in, and it's kind of fight or flight. You got to figure it out.
Was there someone on that job site who was kind of your mentor or your support?
Yeah, so the general contractor was Batson and Cook, and Chuck Williams, I will never forget him. He will always be such an important piece of my career because he did kind of do that. He took me under his wing. Not everybody has time for someone in a sales position when they're building a big project like that. But he was always very respectful of my time, and I was always very respectful of his time. And he would answer any question that I had, and he would kind of help me to understand what the next phase looked like. And really was kind of that mentor in a very organic and natural way, and helped me to be successful. I was very successful in that project, and that really kickstarted my career here in the Atlanta area.
And what was your job on that project?
So I was an outside sales rep for United Rentals on that project. So it's my responsibility to be sure that when the contractor got there, when it was their mobilization date, they had the equipment that they needed when they needed it to get the job done.
So it's interesting. We kind of keep having kind of this conversation about getting more young women into the industry. And I'm sure you have conversations with young women where they say, construction, and they don't visualize themselves, or they don't think about how they would fit into that. How does that conversation go? What do you say to teenagers or 20 somethings, young women who are kind of don't recognize the opportunity there?
Well, I think that young women and young people in general who don't recognize what the opportunity looks like, I think it's our responsibility to kind of show them. That's some of the challenge that we have even in NAWIC is our notoriety and our brand awareness, and knowing what NAWIC means and what that means for you as an organization, a construction organization, or as an individual. But it's a lot of people think construction, oh, okay, that's swinging a hammer, right? Well, yes, but it's so much more. In NAWIC Atlanta, we've got lawyers, we've got accountants, we've got sales professionals, we've got managers. When you're in construction, it could be really any direction within there that you want to go. And so it's important that we're reaching out to the young people when they're in elementary school, when they're in middle school, and really being sure that they understand that, hey, you can look like me, or you can look like you, and you can be successful in the construction industry. There's maybe an idea of what construction looks like, but I'm here to tell you that it can be you, it can be anybody.
Yeah, I just realized we've been talking for a bit, but we haven't really, probably should take a second and just say what United Rentals does.
I'd be happy to. Thank you for the opportunity.
I thought you might be.
Yeah, so we're the largest equipment provider in the world, and we work with construction companies and industrial companies, and we partner with them to save them time and money. What does that mean? That means having the right tool for the job, having the right piece of equipment when you need it, and having an industry professional so that you can do what you need to do on the job site, which is worry about getting the building up. So we are nationwide. We're actually global now, and we Just like we've been talking today, we're looking for trades professionals as well. So we have all kinds of mechanics and driver position and inside sales positions and some leadership positions that are listed on our website at unitedrentals.com. And we are looking for great people who are wanting to grow within an organization and who care about family, care about team, and care about our customers.
That's great. I just threw up the careers page on your site just so folks can see that. So you can see here's how to build your career. Go play with the page and find a job that works for you.
Thanks for doing that. And we're really proud to be one of the top companies that hires military professionals. That's something that we're really proud of, as well as our CEO, Matt Flannery, recently was named one of the top CEOs by Glassdoor. So this is a great organization to work for. And if you're looking for a place to start or transition into a career, we've got a ton of opportunities available.
Excellent. Brett, we appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us with lunch with Kayleen and then Mitch. So there you go.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So next week we've got Roger Wakefield, who's the expert plumber. He's going to be joining us talking about kind of his work in the plumbing industry. So that'll be next Tuesday, as usual, at noon on the SEFCA homepage. And Brett, if folks, let's see, I think we put your website up a couple of times, but the URL one more time for United Rentals?
UnitedRentals.com.
Oh, that's so easy. That's great.
Easy peasy.
Awesome. Brett, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.